guys, so we're back. Now we're gonna get ready to start on the meatballs. And we're gonna first start with the ground beef. Then we're gonna do a pound of Italian sausage. I like to use the Johnsonville brand. And this is 80-20 ground beef. And then we're going to add in a pound of ground turkey. Okay, now that we've got our meat out, I'm gonna pause for a second and wash my hands. I'm really crazy about like cross-contamination. So anytime I'm working with meat, I definitely stop and wash my hands periodically because you don't want to get sick or you don't want to make anybody else sick. So give me 1 second and I'll be back. Alright guys, now we're back and we are about to get ready to just chop these vegetables up in chunks and get them into the blender so they can go over into the meat. So we have half of a large bell pepper. We're just going to chop it up in chunks. I love making these meatballs. The last time I was home, I drug my poor cousin Portia all over town with me to different grocery stores so that we can make these meatballs for the family, and I really enjoyed that time with her. I'm so proud of her, you guys. She just took her GRE and she did really well. She's really a beautiful person. She really marches to her own, you know, beat of life. You don't find many people like that these days. So watch out, world. She's gonna take over. She's actually very stunning too, model-esque like, if you ask me. She's really tall and she has this big wild hair. So yeah, that's Portia. She's a cutie too. Okay, so far we have in there, we have bell pepper, parsley, a little bit of cilantro, and now we're going to add in the garlic. Oops. And onion. All right. Let's move this to the side. We're gonna go through one more good chop and then I think we'll be ready to add this in. Alright guys. Okay, so now we're gonna get this into the bowl. Excuse me. Okay, so now we're going to add in a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and we're going to add in some garlic powder, and I'll put the measurements down like I usually do. Onion powder, some seasoning salts, because you know I'm from the South. I don't use table salt, but I do use seasoning salt. And if you use seasoning salt, there's no reason to be using table salt, okay? And we're gonna add in about a half a cup of breadcrumbs. And I love these breadcrumbs. You know, I have certain brands that I stick to, and I don't do nothing else because every time I try something else, it messes up my recipe, so I'm not about that life. So these are really good for any type of a dish that needs, you know, breadcrumbs, especially like if you're doing meatloaf or something. So we're gonna use 1 egg. Then we're gonna add in some black pepper. And this is where it's about to get rough, y'all. I don't like this part, but it's a must do. So we're gonna mix it all up. Just lost a piece. Make sure you get it mixed up really good. Oops. I also made these meatballs for my friend Jackie. Her aunt came up from Texas, and I cooked them dinner. I love cooking dinner for people. So I made them meatballs and spaghetti, and then we made homemade Alfredo sauce. So maybe in a couple weeks I'll show you guys how to do my famous Alfredo sauce that people love. Okay guys, so I'm gonna be right back. Let me wash my hands and get the pan set up so we can fry these and get these into the sauce.
Now what you want to do at this point is get a small amount on a spoon, about the size of a golf ball, and roll it in the palm of your hands. And you want to continue to do this until you get about 16 meatballs, give or take. Just keep repeating the steps over and over until you're out of meat.
with the meatballs, and we are going to start placing them in this hot skillet. And you don't want to turn them until that side gets done, because if you turn them too early, then they will stick. All right. Look at our meatballs. Yes. They frying, y'all. Please forgive me. I've had a little bit of wine. It's not Italian food if you're not drinking wine. You know? You need some wine with your Italian food. You see, guys, this sauce is smelling so good. I'm gonna turn it down and let it simmer. I'm gonna bring the camera over so you guys can see the sauce. See that? Whoop. Alright, there's the sauce. Oh, 1 second. Well, you know what? Let me just take the camera off the stand. Maybe this will work better. Okay. Okay, guys, so there's the sauce and it's cooking. And as you can see, I have it on medium heat. And no, it's on like 3. So that's like low, medium. And I just, you know, every now and then I stir it, but look at it. That smells so good. You can see all the herbs in there. This is life, y'all. Okay, so let's get back to our meatballs. And they're going to have a little bit of brownness on them, but that's okay. And remember I said you don't want to turn them too early because then they'll fall apart. Voila! They're cooking. They're getting there. Alright. Yes, I know. Most people don't make their meatballs this big, but I love them this big because I feel like you get the real, like, love from the meatball when they're this big. You don't feel cheated. Because sometimes when I'm eating spaghetti and meatballs, I feel cheated. I feel like the meatballs are not giving me life. And I know this may not be how like traditional meatballs are made or how traditional Italian make meatballs, but this is my version of meatballs. So don't judge me. Flip them over a little bit more. And you just want them to get a little bit of a crust on them so that they don't fall apart in the sauce. I mean, some of it, the meat is gonna like come off, and that's fine. Don't try that. My hands are like so used to heat, so you know, nothing really burns me anymore. That's how long I've been cooking. Alright guys, so this is what the meatballs look like when they're ready to go into the pot. If they're a little brown, that's okay. That's just usually like the seasoning. They're not burned. Okay. And they're not all the way done, so they're going to finish cooking in the sauce. Alright. Let me just move this over. Then we're going to bring the sauce pot over so you can see what I'm doing when I'm putting them in. Okay, you don't want to drop them in. For one, the sauce is hot and you will burn yourself. And as you can see, I already have some in. And you see how they cook down, so you want to keep them big. That's why I like them big, because they tend to cook down and they shrink a little bit. Turn the heat down right here for a second. Turn this eye off, y'all. I'm trying to show y'all how to get these meatballs. Okay. That one right there gonna be good. I can see it because it's got that crust on it. And you want to be careful not to be rough when you're placing them in, you know, and when you're stirring the pot, just be really gentle because you don't want to break up the meatballs. Alright guys, see what the meatball looks like? Now we're going to just place it in the sauce. And we're going to let this cook on like medium high, medium low, somewhere. Like if your stove has like numbers on it, I say about like 3. Medium low. So you want to let them cook for like an hour and a half. And also make sure you keep your pot covered. And I say stir it about every 15 minutes to make sure that it doesn't stick. Because it will stick. Those meatballs at the bottom will stick if you don't go in and stir them up a little bit. And as soon as these meatballs get done, I'm going to show you guys how I eat my spaghetti. So we're just going to use the regular spaghetti noodles. Nothing fancy. I'm looking into getting a pasta maker. So as soon as I get one, I'm going to show you guys how to make pasta by hand, the old school way, like the right way. Like we're going to go all the way back to Italy making pasta type thing. Okay guys, so I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, like an hour, but in a few minutes in YouTube time. Hey guys, so we are back. And I'm going to show you guys what the meat sauce looks like. Forget my lipstick. I've been chewing on some Total House crackers because I'm hungry. I'm waiting on this stuff to get done. Alright guys, as you can see, we have our meatballs and our marinara sauce, and they're ready. Look at that delicious meatball, yummy. Okay, so I'm gonna get some pasta. And we are going to do this. Alright. So, Put a little sauce in there. One meatball, 2 meatballs. Alright guys, what do you think about that? Yes, this is all delicious meatball. I think I need 3 because y'all, it's like, I'm gonna be honest, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I got started late shooting this video, so I'm hungry, and then I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I'm gonna get up